Hi friends. Today I'm going to touch upon a topic that is very often asked to me, and I'm sure you all have faced this question somewhere or the other. The question is that there are many people who are apparently studying well, but when it comes to a competitive exam they don't perform that well. We have seen this happen in our pre-medical test exams, IIT, JEE, GATE, pre-PG exam, USMLE. We have seen it everywhere. The idea that we have seen is that people are apparently there are people who know their facts, but they are not able to apply it on a competitive exam in a MCQ based pattern, and they are not able to do it. Now, the title of my today's talk will be How to Study Smart. The idea that I want to share with you is, now suppose you are studying in a medical school and I give you a question where you have to write a short note. So where you have to write a short note, you need to know the few words, titles to describe it, and you are able to do it. Because you were studying, but you are not deeply studying, it is not necessary for you to deeply study. Even if you know the framework, you are able to replicate and create a short note. But when it comes to a problem solving approach, like you see in a competitive exam, where you have a problem where you have to find out the answer from the looking at the problem, some people are not able to do it. Now the reason is because there is a difference between reading and studying. Similarly, there is a difference between superficial study and deep learning. And here today is the title of my talk today, How to Study Smart. And what I'm going to tell you is, I'm going to quote a very often quoted example and a very often quoted method of study, and I'm going to talk about it today. And I truly believe if you follow this method, your study output will definitely improve, and the way you approach problems will definitely improve. This method was described by a physicist called as Dr. Richard Feynman. Richard Feynman was a Nobel Prize winner. He got Nobel Prize for quantum physics in 1965. But even more importantly, he is known for his teaching ability, his explaining abilities. And he described a method called as Feynman's technique of learning, which is what I'm going to share with you today. It is simple 4 steps. And I have experienced it in my own life also. It is simple 4 steps. You have to first choose a topic that, okay, this is the topic I want to read. And you read the topic. Once you have studied the topic yourself, now step number 2 is you explain it to somebody else in simple words. Preferably explain it to somebody who doesn't know the entire idea. Preferably teach it to a toddler, a child. You have to teach it to somebody who doesn't know, and try and explain everything in simple words to somebody. When you will be explaining, at that time you will be able to, that is the step number 3, you will be able to pinpoint your gaps. You will understand, okay, this is what I don't know. And there will be things that you will not be able to simplify because you did not understand them clearly. And that is when step number 4 comes into picture. You go back to your source, your notes again, and then you find what you did not understand. Your understanding improves, and then you redo it. You again try to explain in simple words. And the key here is simple language and concise. You have to be, and we all know of a quote that, is often attributed to Albert Einstein, that if you have not understood anything clearly, you cannot explain it simply. On other words, if I'm able to explain something in simple words, that means I've understood it clearly. And as a teacher, I have felt it for last 2 decades of my own teaching career. I've seen every time I teach, I improve. So then I feel that why don't the students use it? So suppose you're preparing for an exam which requires deep learning, a competitive exam where you need to apply your concept, not just rote learning, you have to apply your concepts, and that is where it becomes more important. It becomes more important to study smart. I strongly recommend you that next time when you are studying a difficult concept, try teaching to somebody else the same concept, and try to use as simple language as possible. Especially if you are able to explain everything in simple language, it will stay with you, that concept you will learn. But if you are not able to put it across in simple language, that means there are some lacunae, and you have to pinpoint those lacunae and then learn it again. This is popularly called as Feynman's technique, after the great physicist Feynman. And I'm sure many of you have heard about him. Many of you are fans of him because of his teaching abilities, his ability to explain things in simple words, and that is what you have to try. And that is what I'm going to leave you with, that to learn and to apply are 2 different things. Many people read, but they're not studying. You have to study so that you are able to apply those concepts when you have to solve a problem. To do that, you have to learn deeply. And to summarize, to learn deeply, you should be able to teach to others in simple language and without any lacunae. If there are lacunae, go back to your notes again and then redo the cycle till the time everything is in simple language for you. That is the secret of deep learning. I hope you enjoy this video. Do write back to me in the comment section. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.